This was so much fun. We should totally do it again.
Kay, you kind of stole the show. I'm not going to lie to you. Joe, you were good, but Kay stole the show.
You know what, Joel? Because I had a chance to talk.
Yeah, finally. All right, greetings. Before we kick off the episode 7 with JJK Sports, I want to thank each and every one of you for your amazing support. Last week, Lucky's Card Shops, aka Scott, asked me what my goal was and what my long-term vision. And yes, it is world domination. It's always world domination. But to me, this is just a passion project. I hope it gets bigger and bigger. And that's where I need your support. Please continue watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, doing all the things, sharing in your community, in your network, your social media would be a huge help for me. And in return, I'll keep running these, and I hope they help. So anyway, JJK Sports, what an absolute delight this was. We just finished recording, actually. I wanted to seek out JJK Sports because Joe and Kay, they've had a massive impact on the Whatnot community. If you've been on their shows, you love their energy, you love their cards, everything they do, everything. Anytime you jump in their room, they're excited to see you. They're just great people. I had the pleasure of meeting Joe in Dallas last year. But more importantly, they were very open with their struggles with their nephew Luca, who is suffering from leukemia. And the Whatnot community, CSN, Aloha Movement, all the great mini networks within Whatnot have really rallied together and helped Luca, not only just with money, but with support. You'll see in the podcast, they receive random packages almost daily from wonderful people who are donating gifts to Luca, and it's just something really special. And it reminds you that while yes, we love the cardboard, there's so much more involved, and it goes so much deeper. This hobby does, and it's an amazing thing. So I really wanted to feature Joe and Kay. They're just the best people. If you're ever interested in donating, all you have to do is go on to JJK Streams. It's JJK Sports. They stream every Monday and Friday, and they take tips, and every single tip goes directly to the Luca Fund. So that's your way of giving back. Thank you guys so much again. Have a great time. All right, deep breath, you guys. We got this. Episode number. Why'd I say number weird? Number 7? Are you guys lucky,
Lucky
7?
number 7.
Hey,
Lucky
I'll
number
drink to that.
7.
Lucky 7.
I don't have a drink, but
It is Tuesday night. It's December 30th. I have my friends Joe and Kay on. I'm beyond happy. How are you guys doing?
good.
Doing great.
We're doing
You look
good.
adorable. You guys should get married sometime soon.
You know,
You know what?
it's not a terrible idea.
We
Well,
might.
look at that. Look at that.
She said yes.
Well, you guys have already seen the intro. You know who I'm speaking to. They're some of my favorites, JJK and K. Joe, we had a chance to meet in Dallas. We had so much fun.
Yes,
We for 3 straight days, we just lived and breathed cards, awesome wings, old fashions. We had an absolute blast. I hope to meet you again this week in another upcoming show. I think you can't make Dallas this year, right? At least the March one.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I'll be able to make the March one, but certainly another one, coming up in the spring or the summertime. Absolutely. Yeah, it was great to meet you guys in person. You and Tip and Lad and everybody else. So
Papa Flip, Ariel. Yeah, it was a great
oh
time.
my God, it was a great time. Absolutely.
So we're gonna dive right into the questions. So first of all, how long have you been streaming, you guys?
It's only
Good.
it's only been a little over a year. Like I feel like we talk about that often and we think back and we're like I feel like we really got into it last November.
Yeah, and then after the holidays is when we kind of started to be a little bit more consistent, I think.
Yeah. So really only like a year or so.
We're kind of on the same timeline. It's funny. Yeah, I bought on Whatnot for the July through December of 2024, and then January of this year, I started selling as well. So cool. That's kind of we're on the same line. Just a couple numbers. They are Premier Shop. Congratulations. I believe that was about a month ago. That
Thank
took
you.
a lot of hard work. Let's talk about Premier Shop. Was that a goal of yours?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it was until we looked at the numbers and then we saw that there was a potential for it.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just geared up and stayed on the grind and made sure that we hit it. And so far, every month consistently, we have been staying on track and keeping that premier level status. So,
Awesome. So
Honestly,
this,
I
go
had
ahead.
no idea what it was. Like
You get
we
wings. You get
yeah, well
wings.
that's what he said. We get on there and he's like, "Do you see something different?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Like what's different?" And he's like, "We have wings." I'm like, "Okay." I had no idea. Like he had to explain to me what that meant. So I was like, "Wow, like that's pretty cool." Like and it makes sense why you see like, the other people that have it too. So
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty cool, very difficult thing to get. I'll pull some of the criteria down below as we're talking about it, but you get discounted commissions, you kind of get bubbled up to the top when it comes to like if you bring up whatnot, your feed, if you're preferred or sorry, if you're premier, you're kind of featured at the top. So a lot of really cool things. Congratulations on that. 5-star review. You guys know how much I love this. Under 1 day shipping. That's incredibly important. I know you guys work your butt off, Kay. You work your butt off getting it done.
yeah.
12.5 sold. I believe you have 16,000 followers. Is that correct?
yes.
That part
Yep.
off, but yes, you have 16,000. We're going to dive right into it. And in the intro, I kind of talked about just the, the power of whatnot and how you're able to leverage that, especially when it came to Luca. How did whatnot impact your family and Luca?
You like swiping gunshots. You want that one. You want that one.
No, you want me to go?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so obviously we started streaming even before Luca got diagnosed with leukemia, and it was going well. It was going okay. We were meeting some people. We were already in a couple of communities, including CSN, the Chill Streamers Network, hashtag CSN, and when that came about. I shared the story with a couple of the people that I had met through the community, and an idea sparked of running a fundraiser show. We did our first fundraiser show in July. He was diagnosed in May, and it was such a beautiful show. And to see everybody kind of come together and support Luca, somebody that a 6-year-old boy with cancer that they have never met, but just the beautiful people in this hobby. It's been absolutely amazing and so impactful for the family and for us just to see the love that just keeps on coming in. And yeah, it's been great. It's been absolutely great.
Open that? Yeah, of course I do. That white one right there, that's a legit race car.
Let's see what it is. Here, go ahead. Not that one.
Ooh, I've never seen this car.
White one. Where did you see? Oh, that white one right there?
I might have to just go through all of them.
It's been great to watch, and it's crazy how much we love this hobby and what a bunch. I mean, think about it. Like even though we've met Joe, a lot of these people that are donating and supporting, we've never met before. It's an
Yeah.
amazing hobby, and it's something so special. So I'm so happy that's happening.
It goes well beyond cardboard too, which I think
It really
it
does.
it just makes it so much more I don't know, inspiring. And just you just realize how many great people are within this community and within this hobby.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Amen.
I feel like Joe and I talk about that all the time where we're like like you said, some of you met when you went to Dallas, but most of us have never met in person. Like, we've talked to people on the phone and, we talk to people through the chat and whatnot, but like we don't know personally so many of these people and like the amount that people have done for Luca and offered to do or the things people have sent like just out of their own generosity without even saying anything. Like we'll just get a
Yeah.
box and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, do you see what this is?" Like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. Really does
Well,
put a
well,
smile on his face.
yeah, and what I love too is like you're sharing with us the wins and the stories as well, and it makes us all feel part of it too. So,
Yeah.
um, all thoughts and prayers to Luke, and keep doing what you're doing. It's definitely something special. So, let's
Thank you,
switch
brothers.
gears. You said you've been streaming for about a year. If you can remember, tell us about your very first stream.
Oh my god. Oh gosh, it was
It was a shit show. A lot of it was. Can I say shit show? Can I say that on
Yes,
YouTube?
absolutely you can.
I can say shit show on YouTube. So it was one of those, and it was several of those actually in a row, I think. But
yeah, it like it was a little awkward. Like I don't know another word for it. We felt essentially like we were talking to ourselves a lot of the time. So we'd
that's
sit
what it was.
there and we have three people in the stream, one of us being us, and Joe would be talking and I could see him try so hard to like engage, and I'm like, they left, no one's in here, it's just us, and like we
And
go back to just talking to
What do you
yes,
do now? You know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah.
it was totally a grind, and deflated every time you know, she had to mention to me that I was talking to myself again, and it was her and I in the room only. So yeah, a little bit different than you, Joel. I know you said you started buying on Whatnot in July. I had
Yeah.
just started to buy on Whatnot in like September timeframe, and
Got it.
then I started to run streams in. It was definitely before the holidays, probably around November-ish.
Mhm.
Um, and so I didn't have a lot of experience on Whatnot, right? Like I didn't have a lot of followers. I hadn't been in other rooms and things of that nature. So it was just really difficult. Like I had no idea what I was doing. I was sitting at this desk and I just popped it on and hit go live, and
Yeah.
people are just going to come because that's how it works. And quickly to realize that that is not how it works at all. So
So
yeah.
obviously things progressed and got better and improved. What were some of the light bulb moments or like, oh, maybe we should do this? Or like, how did you get to being able to sustain a room that you have right now?
Oh, I think one thing is we learned that we had to be consistent with it. So at the beginning of it, I feel like we'd hop on and do a stream, and then like the next week would come and we might be like, it's late, or we haven't eaten dinner yet, or we have this going on today, or we'll wait till tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and there's always stuff going on. So I feel like we were like, we have to set at least 2 days a week and we have to stick to those days. And I feel like that's definitely helped us. And I feel like Joe does a good job with that, because there are definitely days where I'm like, I'm beat. You come home from work and you're tired, and he's like, all right, we have to push it. We have to push it. We're gonna go on at 9:30 tonight. We're gonna go on at 10 o'clock tonight. And it's like, all right, we're gonna do it. But you staying consistent, people knowing like when to expect it and when to expect you on. I think a lot of people have come into our stream and they say like, I look forward to your shows and I look forward to coming on to them. And
Mhm.
I think that in itself kind of helps us stick to like keeping a schedule.
Yeah, staying consistent and like she said, I mean, especially during this time of the year, it was super busy, just like everybody else, right? We got a million
Right.
things going on. So even if so we stream every Monday and every Friday now, so 2 days a week, and no matter what, we're going to stream on those days, right? If we got a bunch of stuff going on and we need to push it till a little bit later in the evening, then that's what we'll do. We'll still make sure that we stream that night, and I always try to send message to all of the I guess consistent people that are coming to the shows, and I know that are looking forward to it and had it bookmarked. And if we had it scheduled at 6:30, I make sure that they get messages that, hey, we're going to be a little bit late today. We got a bunch of stuff going on, and we're going to go on at 9 or something like that. So
Yeah, I think what you just said, well, I think so. If I can recap what you said, I think consistency, right? You
yeah,
found your 2 days and you stuck to them. So now everyone knows, hey, Monday, Fridays, I'm gonna go hang out with Joe and Kay.
yeah.
You had mentioned energy. I think that's incredibly important. About 6 months ago, I was listening to your show and I texted Scott, Lucky's Card Shop, and I said, Joe reminds me of that awesome like morning DJ you're kind of waking up to when you're driving to work. He's just a really fun listen, not an
Yeah.
obnoxious DJ, just like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like, and he was like, "Oh my gosh," he's like, "You're spot on," and like the energy that you exude in your shows. Like, I mean, people have a lot of issues. You never know, but when you go on a Joe show or a JJK show, you're always in a good mood. You're always bringing energy. You read
Yeah.
the chat like a boss. You do such a great job, and so my hats
And
off to you.
it's I want to say like it's so genuine too. Like he
Yes.
gets so excited to come on and to see everybody come on. And you know, that's not even just him on the stream. Like, that's his personality. Like, that's who he is. Like, his day to
Yeah,
day life, like, this is Joe. So when people are coming on and he's like, hey, what's up? And so, so great to see you. Like,
that's
there's
Joe.
no show there. Like, this is Joe, you know?
Yeah, people tell me I can make friends anywhere, right?
Yeah.
And I try to make the show kind of make sure that everybody feels like it is a community and like that everybody's welcome and everybody's appreciated for being there because they really are.
Yeah.
I since I started streaming, I've kind of used it as like this outlet, right? And I say, you know, you've probably heard me in the show say sometimes like cardboard therapy for me. And I think other people too. So whether I'm on Whatnot and I'm buying and I'm interacting in somebody else's chat room or I'm running my own stream, it really is kind of like a therapeutic type of thing for
Sure.
me. And I think for other people as well, to where like we all have a lot of stuff going on, right? And you know, some more than others and some terrible stuff going on, right? Besides just
Yeah.
being busy with day-to-day life. And it just gives me that outlet and other people as well, that outlet just to kind of push all that to the side for an hour and a half or 2 hours or however long you stream for and kind of have that cardboard therapy,
Yeah.
you know, where you're just doing something that you love and you're passionate about with a hobby and playing with cardboard with friends. And everybody in the room, you know, they're friends, right? And
I might change
that's
my podcast name to Cardboard Therapy now. Thank you, Joe. Just stole that from you.
gotcha.
That's a brilliant name. Um, so you started streaming a year ago. Think back, like right now, there's a lot of people who are, maybe considering it. Maybe they've done a couple of shows and went through everything that you guys just went through, where they're just talking to themselves. Maybe they've been streaming for a couple of years. Like, what would you say would be like your biggest piece of advice to a new streamer?
I'll take this one. Okay.
I think for me, so maybe it's just more my perspective on it. So I feel like don't be afraid to not be an expert at it, right? So I came into this, I knew nothing about football, right? I could be sitting here watching a game and I couldn't explain anything to you. I had no idea who the players were. You know, we started opening cards and they were fun to open, but I was constantly holding them up. I'm like, is this a good card? Is this a good card? Is this a good
Yeah.
card? Like, I didn't know anything. But I feel like if you can admit that you don't know it, then there's so many people on here that help you. And like, in the chat, if you read it, there's so many new people that come in and they're like, hey, you know, I just have a quick question about this card or this box and everybody's super kind and super willing to be helpful and give advice. And, you know, I think the more consistent you stay with it, you know, Joe will always know more about football and cards than I do, but I have learned so much from
Yeah.
both him and like other people on the stream. So I feel like just ask questions. Like it's kind of like I would tell my students, you know, like you're not going to be an expert at it, like, but you can't be afraid to start it just because you don't know everything about it.
Yeah, that's solid advice.
Solid
I would.
advice. Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. Is there a certain insert or variation that you really like that stands out?
Um,
One of the inserts that we collected last year.
You know what? I'm trying to think
Bomb
of.
squad.
Oh, it was the bomb squads. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we
nice.
did. So yeah, we collected all of those. So I think we did end up getting all of them.
Yeah, it was a set, and that's just
Nice.
another fun thing to do in the hobby. You know,
It
just
really
Yeah.
is.
I think it's just like I look like I'll see a card and I'm just like, oh, that's a really nice card. Like that's the one that we should, you know, collect. And I think the last one was what was the one with the map on it?
State of the
it's
art.
just the
Yeah, like I
Yep.
looked at those and those are pretty cool. So I was like, oh, these are cool too.
Yeah,
yeah.
those are definitely cool. I've decided I'm going to do the Bernie Kosar Mosaic Rainbow. It's going to cost me like $3,000 to $4,000, but I'm just going to do it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's almost as stupid as Tip's Michael Pratt collection,
Yeah.
but that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
stupidest for sure.
And like having fun in the hobby, I think is like the most important thing, right? Like whether you're streaming or you're buying on Whatnot, whatever you're doing, just have fun with the hobby. Enjoy the hobby. I say it all the time, just enjoy the hobby. But when Kay talks about the Bomb Squad set, I mean, it's a fairly, you know, the most expensive card. I mean, maybe the Drake Mayer right now, it's still like
Sure.
$25, right? You
Yeah.
know, $30, something like that. You know, if you want to collect the whole set of kabooms from 2024, sure, but it's going to cost you a whole bunch of money. But
Yeah.
doing something like that, and then I had the hardest time finding the cheapest ones, right? And that was part of the fun for us of collecting a set, right?
Yeah.
Just enjoy the hobby, do stuff like that.
I love
Um,
that.
yeah,
I feel like when you don't enjoy it anymore, like then you need to stop, like that's when you know. But if you can genuinely go on and continue to enjoy it, and if you're okay with going on at 11 p.m. and you're excited to go on at 11 p.m., like you
Yeah.
love what you're doing.
yeah,
So I'm glad you brought that up, Kate, because there is burnout. I think we've all felt burnout at one point or another. Like I definitely went through it and I've taken some breaks. Some were mandatory breaks, thanks whatnot. But the breaks were but they were good for me. Like because the minute it starts kind of feeling like a job, it's like that's not the point of what we're doing here. We're here for the love of cardboard, the community. That's the kind of stuff that we want. So yeah,
right.
if anybody's going through that, it's definitely good to take a break. And I know a couple people like Supreme is taking a break right now. Tip is kind of taking a break, and that's good.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
come
I
back
think you just
refreshed.
need to know, I think you need to know how to pivot too. Like
Sure.
sometimes you'll be on and you'll realize something doesn't work and it's just, all right, we're going to switch to this because this just feels natural and this feels like we're having more fun and you just kind of go with it. Kind of like yesterday or
yeah,
the other day, right?
yeah,
Was
yeah.
it yesterday?
Yesterday's show was it was again that burnout, and we started to get that, like feel that towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
We were running some big cards, and they just weren't the fire wasn't ignited, right? I
Sure.
guess you would say. So we totally did a pivot and said, okay, we're not gonna run any more cards, but I'm gonna run 32 giveaways back to back in like 10 seconds each giveaway. And I'm gonna open these boxes of cards and we're just gonna do a free break and have some fun with this thing. Because
I
like I
like
still want
that.
to I
Oh, what
yeah,
a
you
great
could miss
idea.
that. Yeah, you jumped out beforehand, but I didn't know I was gonna do it. It was kind of like a spur of the moment. But when she
Yeah,
talks
no, me
about,
neither.
yeah, she didn't know it. Well, when you talk about pivoting like that, like that's one of those things. Like, hey, I'm not going to end the show like this, and I don't want to. I don't think that the viewers do. But hey, let's do something fun. Let's do something fun. We'll give some stuff away, and hopefully somebody hits a big card, and we'll all laugh and celebrate, and
What a
whatever
cool
that kind of thing.
idea. Because
Yeah,
we've all been there. It kind of feels like quicksand, or you just keep getting burned and burned, and you're like, oh, do I just
yeah,
keep going, or do I end the show? And just like to have that amazing idea to pivot and open some waxing, do some givvies. I know Scott always taught me when things are slowing down, like it's good to do break down to like maybe do a 5 second sudden death and just do 10 cards in a row just to get some swiping and energy back into
yeah.
the room. But it sounds like but there's so many different other things you can do, but that's great. So instead of getting like burned over and over again, pivot. I love that. Um, we kind of already talked about this, so it might be a little redundant, but what's your number one favorite thing that you love about streaming, you guys?
Let me get this one.
I feel like I have my own personal one, but you can say yours.
Okay. Um, my favorite thing about streaming, I think I said it before, right? About like cardboard therapy and just kind of like forgetting about the everything that we have going on the outside and just playing with cardboard. But I think the thing that I like the most about streaming is just the community aspect, right? Of having it feels like I have however many people I have in the room over the house, and we're just having fun, and we're just engaged in some sort of conversation, and we're talking about cardboard, something that we're all passionate about. Everybody's like-minded about it, and yeah, I think that's just the connection that I have with the people that come in and the friends that I've made. Even some of them still to this day. I mean, I know we've met, and I've met a few of you guys, but a lot of people who I've never met in person, but I would 100% call them real friends. And I don't have a lot of those real friends, but there's a lot of them that I haven't even met, and I would call real friends. So I think that's my favorite part of streaming. 100%.
Before I pass it to you, Kay, it's a powerful thing to go online
Mhm.
and go live and also see your room get flooded with all those familiar faces. Like I don't take that for granted every
No,
show. Like this is something special.
me neither.
And listen, we worked hard to get there, but I mean we're just so fortunate to have that, aren't we?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I still get excited every time I see Joel-ATX in
Oh,
my
stop it.
pop up in my chat. I mean, I'm telling you. I mean,
Too
but
kind.
you're not the
All
only
right.
one. All of my friends that come in. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
amazing.
it's awesome. So
Yeah,
if you're a regular of Joe's or mine, thank you so much. We love you.
yeah, we
Hey,
appreciate it. We really do.
go ahead.
So I feel like mine ever since the beginning, I feel like my favorite part of streaming is watching Joe stream. Like
Aw,
I it's I feel like it's redundant saying this, I guess, a little bit, but kind of like he said before, he could be having the worst day, right? And it's just, everything could be going wrong. And he sits down in this chair, and sometimes I wish you guys could see it from my perspective because he'll turn his camera on every once in a while and say
yeah,
hi to everybody. But like watching him for those full 2.5, 3 hours, however long we're on, he keeps the excitement and he keeps like this like this adrenaline rush. Like even when we're done, I'm like, okay, my eyes are closing, I'm going to bed. And he's like, what do you mean you're going to bed? Like I have all this energy now. And like, don't you feel this like adrenaline rush? And
yeah.
and like he's so genuinely happy doing it. And he's like a little kid when everybody comes on, like, oh my God, so and so just came in, and oh my God, like it's so great to see you. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I just like something about watching that, like, I don't know, makes my heart happy.
No,
That, that's the best answer ever. I love
but
that. I love that. Thank you for sharing. And we used to tease Joe because he'd go forever, and like I can do maybe an hour and a half now, and I'm exhausted. And just for you to have that kind of energy level for 2 to 3 hours, absolutely amazing. Nobody else can do that. Um, let's see here. Let me ask you. I love this question, even though I've asked Scott and Kobe. If you had to evacuate your house, what one card would you take, Joe?
Jeez, it would definitely be a CD Lamb card.
do you think so?
Uh,
So I think
you know
that's what everybody would think. But I'm going to tell you what card it is. Actually, I'm going to show you.
Okay.
oh,
Speaking of cards, if you guys can see this, I just got this in the mail. I'll probably put yeah. I finally got myself the Luca downtown.
Nice.
nice.
Awesome.
My favorite card right there.
I love that, man. Thank you so much. So this is one of the first bigger cards that we ever got.
Oh my God, I was gonna say that one
There's
too.
a lot of meaning behind this one because Kay and I obviously we do this together. Kay is a
Yep.
school teacher.
Can you see who it is though?
Yeah, I
Like,
think so.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
put it right up to the camera so the fine people at home can see it.
It's a Jackie Robinson one.
yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So Kay is a school teacher, and every year in her sixth grade ELA class, she would teach a whole block on Jackie Robinson. They would read the book,
Nice.
and they would write a paper. So it was one of the first bigger cards that we ever acquired that had a connection to both of us, right?
Yeah.
Me being a huge sports fan, obviously iconic Jackie Robinson and what he meant to the sport and what he meant to the world, and she knows that story more than she knows any other story of any other sports player because doing the block every year. So I think that despite all of my other Dallas Cowboys cards that I have and all the other CD Lamb cards that I have, that would be the one that I would take.
I like that. That's a
I
good
love
one.
that. Can I see that card one more time?
Yeah.
What year is that? 19,
There we go.
1956?
Mhm.
That is too cool.
And then the
Well,
back
I'm
is cool,
looking on
too.
Card
Yeah, the
Ladder.
back is cool too.
If you're looking for a 1949 rookie, it's only $18,000. So
Only $18,000.
maybe a good wedding gift, Joe. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh yeah.
you'll get the invite for sure. So keep us
Only
in mind.
it's a Beckett 5. That's amazing. Let's talk about, good Lord, guys. It is we're a couple days away into 2026. What is, besides world domination, which is our goal, what
Always.
are some of your goals for JJK in 2026?
Yeah, so I think continue to grow, right? Continue to grow the community, help out more people who are starting to stream, and to get them into the hobby and get them to enjoy the hobby as much as possible. Now, on a personal, as far as JJK goes, We are gonna. So right now, you can't see the other side of this room right now. So this is our
Thank
streaming.
goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness. Because we're in the middle of a complete remodel. This used to be our spare bedroom in our house, and now it is turned into our fully dedicated card room. We've taken the bed out. We've just bought a couple of new desks and some video equipment, and we're going to start doing OBS in 2026. So Kay and I will both be on camera during the stream with a little overlay on
Sure.
top of the stream. So we want it to feel more kind of like how we feel, right? When I said that it feels like this, we just have a bunch of people over the house, a bunch of friends, and we're just talking cardboard, right? Because it's like that room is really community to us, and we want you guys to see us too. So you guys
I
will see
love that.
how genuinely excited I get when Joel-ATX enters the room.
Talk about leveling up your show, though. To be able to see both of you all on camera would
Yeah.
be incredibly impactful. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Guys, that's pretty much it. What a pleasure it's been. Joe, Kay, thank you guys so much. Keep doing what you're doing. You are one of my favorite, if not my favorite streamer on Whatnot. Keep doing what you're doing. Love you guys.
Oh, thank you. Love you too. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this entire podcast. You deserve a tip of the week, compliments of Joe and Kay. Joe is going to talk about the power of going to shows. All yours, Joe.
Yeah, so I think that acquiring inventory is always one of the top things that becomes difficult when you start consistently streaming multiple times a week. If you're running single shows and you're doing 100 to 200 auctions per show, that's 400 cards that you're sending out the door every single week. Whatnot is a great platform, and you can find a great community there and be involved in chats and even buy on Whatnot, but you can't buy all of your inventory on Whatnot. It's just not sustainable, right? So I find that the best way to source inventory is in-person shows. I go to a lot of in-person shows. We live in Rhode Island, so it's a very small state, and we don't have a lot of big shows or any big shows really in this state. But there's little pop-ups here and there, like monthly shows, even if it's 20 or 30 tables. There's 2 shows every month that Kay and I set up at as vendors. But we go there with the intent not to sell any cards, right? I bring one showcase with some really bigger, higher end cards that maybe I wouldn't sell on Whatnot anyways. That if, somebody wants to make a deal on a cash offer for me to sell them a card, sure I will. But my main goal there is to buy inventory. So what I do is I set up as a vendor. I have a big banner that goes above the table that just says buying, and it has the JJKsports logo on it. So everybody that comes in the door, every local that comes in the door that just has a bunch of cards sitting at home is walking into the show, seeing my sign that says buying, and instead of walking up to every table and saying, "Are you buying? Are you buying?" They come right to my table with their case. I open it up, comp a few cards, give them cash, and they're done, right? So that to me has been, I don't think we'd be able to keep up with the inventory without the in-person shows. So Whatnot is awesome. Networking, get on people's shows. I buy all the time on Whatnot. Anybody who's watching this right now who I've been in your shows, you guys know that I buy all the time on Whatnot. I really do, because I love it, and I'm addicted to cardboard just like everybody else. But at the end of the day, I have 400 cards that I need to push out every single week. So it'd be impossible to do without another outlet that I can have a more control over how much I spend on cards.
So we won't go into actual like monetary dollars and whatnot, but so when you think about the cards that you're buying live at these shows, with brilliant idea. I think Pitch does the same thing. He says when he sets up shows, 80% of his time is buying cards instead of selling cards.
Yeah.
What would you say, like maybe from a percentage standpoint, that the money you're saving from buying from shows instead of Whatnot, if that makes any sense?
Buying at in-person shows as opposed to buying the same type or the same cards on Whatnot, like the percentage difference?
Yeah.
I would say it could vary, right? But it's going to take me a lot less time to be at a table and for somebody to come up to me with an entire case full of cards that I can flip through and maybe a lot of times I'll buy a whole collection, and some of it is like maybe stuff that's just going to go in one of these boxes that I have over here, and I'll probably never look at again, or I'll just sell to somebody else as a whole collection that I'm not going to do anything with. But
Sure.
out of the 150 cards that they have there, 50 of them might be like show worthy cards. And I'll take them all in at once, as opposed to being a whatnot. You're in a show or you're looking for a show, and then so there's a lot of that time that really goes into it, more so than just a monetary value, right? Can you find good deals on whatnot all the time? Peter, it happens in my show all the time. It happens in your show all the time,
Yeah, of course.
right? I sold Jamar Gibbs RPA yesterday for like $40. So I mean, right? It happens. It totally happens, and you can find good deals. So as far as percentages of like how much different it would be at an in-person show as opposed to whatnot, I don't know if I could put a number on that. It's more so the
Maybe
ability
just the time too.
and the ability to get a lot at once, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And there's value in having boxes of cards behind you because like could you predict a JSN or some of the other hot player Drake May? Good Lord, Drake May was kind of popular last year. Now he's JD5 this year. So
Yeah.
heck, Audric Estime, the joke we always have a joke about him, but now he's actually playing pretty well
Yeah.
down on the Saints. And so who else? Blake Corum, right? There's a lot of players that it's good to have laying around because you never know who's going to get hot that week.
I can't tell you how many times
Playoffs,
I've been back into those boxes to look for a specific player that I had completely disregarded, or they weren't they weren't an RPA or an auto or something like that. It was just like some sort of insert rookie or something like that. But I was like, at the time it was like a $2-3 card, and then all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, that's a $20 card now. Like, let me go find those, and I've got like 10 of them. Holy crap. Yeah, that happens.
Cool. Thanks. That was the tip of the week.